But this is so important. Before you just start chugging puppies on to her, you kill a lot of this bacteria that's floating around. See that? And after they nurse today, well, after they nurse this particular time, I'm gonna take a warm soapy rag, and I like Dove soap because Dove soap has moisturizer in it, and not only that, you can use a lot of antibacterial stuff, but you gotta make sure you rinsing it good. So you just take a little bit of Dove. And she enjoys this. She likes getting all this removed. They bleed for about anywhere up to 5 days to 2 weeks. So depending on the dog, or depending on where you go, type of stuff they use or their methods, they can bleed anywhere from 5 to, like I say, 5 days to 2 weeks. But yeah, it's real important. You don't just go to throwing puppies on this dog when you let her get ready to nurse. The puppy's alright, man. They gonna starve to death because they gotta wait 10 minutes for a wipe down. If you feed them regularly, they gonna be alright. Mm-hmm. It's good. Now, if you like me, before I put the pups on, I take them to the restroom, so that way, when they get on her, their stomachs are empty. So I'm stimulating him. He went pretty quickly, because he slept on it already. He went pretty quickly. Sorry to mess up the lunch. See, then you putting him on mama with an empty stomach. Alright. Now you want to put him on mama. Empty stomach. This is troublemaker. She always got milk everywhere, all in her nose and everything. She wild. She's wild. I'm gonna bring her over here where I got a puppy pad over here, so I'm gonna bring her over here. She going right away too. And I'm gonna get them all situated on the tits when I get through making her go. Well, I got one more. And she got a little wheeze because she always aspirating. She always got milk shooting up her nose. And I'm gonna show you how we deal with that. I'm gonna show you how we deal with that once and if it happens. And all I'm doing is mimicking what mom would do. She was stimulating. All I'm doing is mimicking that. She is going too. She really going. I'm gonna put her down. And I'm gonna put my ointment. I'm gonna put some ointment on her because I don't want her butt getting raw even though I'm using wipes. So I'm gonna put her on something before she has a fit. Okay, one more. She had a total of 3. So one more. We ready too. Yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna put them all on correctly once I send them all to the bathroom. I just wanted them to get down there and look for it because that's giving them practice on looking for it. Like how she just found it for a second. Just get them practice on looking for it when they looking for the nipple themselves. So that's why you put them in there with mama as soon as you get in here. Why you taking them to the restroom? Then you take them to the restroom before and after they eat. So that way they go to sleep on the empty bowels. Yep, you want them to go to sleep on empty bowels. And as you can see, they finding it, they falling off of it. I make sure they stay on it once I get them all on over there. And I got a good mama, this her first litter. This Trixie, this her first litter. Put some ointment on him because he stay a little raw. And then I'm gonna sit him down now. And this is just some regular ointment like A&D or whatnot. It's just something to keep them from getting raw, like, cause I'm stimulating them, so I'm probably not as thorough as mom, so I don't want their butt to get raw. And always write down the time you start feeding. Yep, always write down, get you a pad, write down what time you feed them, weigh them after every feed, or at least weigh them once a day at least, once maybe twice a day at least, so you can keep up with what's going on with them, because that way if you got to take one of them to the vet, you got a weight chart. They'll know how much they've been gaining and losing, or how they weight been fluctuating, and they can draw a conclusion quicker if you got some of the knowledge already in their face. Get you a can with a lid on it. I got a can with a lid, with a flip-up lid, because you're going to have times where one of your hands is not free. Well, I got them in one of my bedrooms upstairs because I got multiple litters, so they in one of my bedrooms upstairs. This is going to be a long but short video. I just wanted y'all to check them and see them. I don't know if y'all can see them real good. That's the litter. That's the mom. She keeps looking up because to see herself on camera. She probably baffled at that. And with these pups, man, you want to feed them the first week. You want to feed them every 2 hours. You want to let them, they're going to sleep like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, but you want to feed them every 2 hours. Let me get this out of her face. Yeah, you want to feed them every 2 hours. Then the second week, you maybe could go up to 3, but I would stay at 2 for a couple of weeks. Maybe 3. I do 3 sometimes, but I wake up and I let them eat as much as they can eat. Then I might let them sleep 2 or 3 hours while I deal with the rest of the puppies. But I check on them periodically, even when I'm not feeding them, I check on them. So it's hard, but you can get a system down pack and it'll help you out a lot. You got it. You was hungry. And this right here, Amazon. This is a jewel. It's a dream come true. Yeah. Yeah. And what this is, it's a suction for their nose, so that when they aspirate, you can catch them. I already did him, but I'm just showing you how it works. It's just like this, but it's just electric. Has battery. It's battery powered rather. And with these Frenchies and bullies, if you got exotics, they aspirate a lot because their nose is so close to their mouth. So they aspirate a lot. Like this one, she do it every time she eat. She probably doing it now, but I can't see her face. So I'm gonna check her in a minute. And you don't want them to do that a lot because, well, you don't want them to hold, you don't want that to go in their nose. You don't want their milk to go in their nose because it causes infections. And y'all gotta excuse me, I'm a little, my communication skills, I gotta improve them. But yeah, see, she probably doing it now. Yeah, see that milk on her nose? She doing it now. Now what you wanna do is you take this and you pour that out. Yeah, you don't want it to go on her nose. You don't want it in their nose. And you just give her a little 2-minute break, 1 or 2 minute break to make sure she good. Now sometimes you gotta blow in their mouth. Like your mama used to do you. Yeah, sometimes you gotta blow in their mouth. You get their nose clean. Dog puppies can't blow their nose. I'm sorry, y'all. This is not the glamorous part of the job. It's not just about making money. It's about raising a quality pup. But sometimes extraordinary measures are needed to get the outcome you want. Like I say, sometimes extraordinary measures are needed to get the outcomes that you want. I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna let them eat. I'm gonna take care of the mama. I'm gonna keep wiping her off. And I just wanted y'all to see the litter. And like I say, they got they in an area with a heat pad. I got a heat pad that stays hot. It stays on. You can temperature set it, and it stays on. So they in there, the heat pad is in the middle. I got my camera right there, my makeshift baby monitor. And I got this off Amazon. And like I say, you can set the temperature and you can set it on continuous. What's the guy who I got that idea from? Not true. What's the name? What's his name? I'm gonna think of his name in a minute. The guy who told me about those. pull his name up. I don't want to forget to mention it. Yeah, I can't pull him up, but he turned me on to them. He turned me on to those continuous heating pads. I can't think of his name. I swear I can't think of his name right now. But you know who he You got all this stuff in your nose. I'm trying to get it out. But you won't let me. There you go. Now you can go on back and eat. CBK Kennels. I'm going to say CBK Kennels. I'm gonna pull them up. Yeah. You really want to watch for that aspirator, man. It happens like she nursed for probably 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes, no less than 20 minutes, and per feed, and she aspirates 2 to 3 times per feed. So you really want to supervise your feeding so you can know who eating, who not, how much they eating, how long they eat, did they fall off the nipple, are they hungry. A quiet puppy is a good job. A quiet puppy is a healthy puppy. I want y'all to know that. If a puppy is sick, weak, or dying, it got this little murmur it do where you'll know what's going on with it. If a puppy, the only reason they really cry is if they got to go to the restroom, you know, number 2 or number 1, if they hungry or if they cold. If they sick, you know, because it's an entirely different sound that they make. They make a sound like it's a fading cry. Like, you know, it's a real fading cry because it's a weak cry. So you'll know the difference. You know, if they whining and hollering and stuff, they just hungry or they got to go to the bathroom because you got to stimulate them unless moms wants to go and do it. And in her case, this is her first litter. I know instinctively they always say a mother will catch on, but what y'all have to understand is they're not using maternal instincts because their mom didn't teach them anything. I got people buy these dogs when they like 6 to 8 weeks old, 10 weeks old. So their mom don't have a chance to, or they don't have a chance to witness motherhood. So yeah, they catch on because it's instinctive to animals. But you have to help along the way if you're breeding exotics because exotics don't have that invulnerability, should I say? They don't have it where they can they don't have it where they can they don't have it where they can they have a lot of time to do what they need to do. They need to eat immediately, at least an hour after coming out the mom. And be careful if you have some that won't eat at birth, stimulate them because they have a lot of their fluid in them that they was nursing off of mom in. So that's why when you get newborns, sometimes they eat a little bit and sometimes they don't because they need stimulating because they need stimulating because they have to go to the stool. They have to have a stool before they can They have to have a stool or urinate before they can eat because their stomach is still full from being their mom. So this is just hard tips that you need to know. And always keep a tube around, because if you get a puppy that's being stubborn and won't eat, it still needs some nutrition in it. It still needs some energy. So you're going to have to tube feed it for maybe the first couple of feeds until he catch on to the nipple and eating and whatnot and staying latched on. So sometimes even if it's a healthy puppy, he don't catch on to the world as fast. So you don't want him starving until you can, get him to eat. So you might have to give a healthy puppy a tube feed. Tube feeding is not just for unhealthy puppies. A healthy puppy that's not catching on right off, we need a tube feed sometimes. So be aware, be mindful of that. And it's not just the unhealthy puppies that need it. You catch a healthy puppy, perfectly healthy, perfectly fine, and he'll need a tube feed just because he's not catching on. He's not inviting himself to the pleasures of the real world just yet, to this milk and this food. Let me put her down here so she can get her blessings. Yeah. So I can finish wiping on mom. And even though, like I say, I bathe her, but she has things that go, she got little crevices that need to be wiped out. So she constantly bleeding. They're only 6 days old. So she still bleeding. Well, 7 days old. So she still bleeding. And I ain't show y'all them when they was first born. I think I did one little video or pic when they was first born. I did one little video or picture when they was first born and posted it. I ain't want to be too just like I couldn't wait or something. I wanted them to get a little acclimated so y'all could see them eating and whatever. I just want videos of them laying around whining. That's all they was doing, like the first maybe 4 hours to the day that they were that I first got them here. Yeah, but she's doing fine. She actually a good mother. This is her first litter. I just like them to stay clean, so I'm always wiping on them. And, like I said, I'm gonna get a warm rag and some Dove. Use Dove because it don't hurt their skin, and you don't have to rinse it completely off of the rag. Just rinse it like halfway where some of the Dove is still on the rag, and you can wipe them up with Dove. And what the Dove will do is, the Dove will get the stuff off, and if they latch onto a nipple that has Dove on it, it's not that harmful. Because it's gonna be diluted, like you 20% Dove, so the rest is water, hot water. So you kind of wiping and rinsing like you whole bathing, so to speak. Another thing too, you want to burp them. Puppies take in a lot of gas when they're eating. You want to burp them. Sometimes they'll belch, sometimes they won't. Sometimes you'll put them down and they'll belch 5 minutes later and you won't even hear it. But you want to just lightly tap their back just like a baby. And sometimes you can burp them. Sometimes they won't do nothing, but sometimes you can burp them. Sometimes they won't do nothing, but it's just like I say, they take in a lot of gas when they're eating. Because they taking in air and milk at the same time until they get that perfect lock. And then even when they get that lock, they like taking in. It's just like a baby, really. See, he didn't do nothing. Now I'm gonna take him to the restroom since he stopped eating. Maybe he'll want to eat some more. Maybe he won't. As long as I can get 20 minutes of feeding out of him, I want more, but if I can get 20, that's a good day for me. So he been feeding 18 minutes or so. So if I can get a little more out of him, a little more feed out of him, that's cool. If I can't, that's cool too. Yeah, this the one, his butt is a little, I don't want to rub him as much. His butt is a little sore. So I don't really do too much to him. Stop. Lay down. Good girl. He's still going, man. He had to go. And you want to lightly do this, because this is real irritating to me. You know, that's why I use baby wipes. You can use cotton balls and warm water rather. But I just leave the baby wipes in the room with them, and that put a little room temperature on them. And that way, everything that touch them ain't just hot, you know, or warm. Some things touch on his room temperature. He might want to eat a little more. He might not. That's up to him. He gave me 15 minutes of his life. So there you go. He might give me 10 more. He might not. But as long as you know for a fact that they nurse for a nice period of time, that's what you're banking on. Like I said, he may not drink anything else. But you see his weight, he got a good weight about him. Now this the test nipple is this one. It runs like water. So if they hungry, they'll stay on this one, because it runs like water. Yep, and like I say, he give me 10 more minutes, that'll be real good. Maybe 25 minutes, maybe 30 of feeding. You want them to get plenty of, if they go 45 minutes, you want to let them. You don't want to stop them from feeding. The only time you want to do that is if you're doing like a little, I call them heat check feed. Like if you're doing the feeding in between the feeding just to see who's hungry. You can let them go 20, 25 minutes and take them off. But any other time you want them to go as long as they want. They can go 45 minutes, you want to let them go 45 minutes. Sometimes I let them go till they just fall asleep off the nipple themselves. And then I let them lay up under mine for a couple hours for that warmth. And see, he's not really hungry anymore. He just latching just because it's available. He actually ate his food because he eats like 20 minutes non-stop, and then he just fall off the nipple. He eat like non-stop. You gotta keep checking on her to make sure she good. Gotta keep checking on her to make sure she good. You don't want to play with that aspirating. They start aspirating, and it's a tough world out here. If a puppy this young catch a virus, I don't know that they're gonna make it. There are measures you can take, but I don't know that they're gonna make it. Even a seasoned vet will tell you have to pay attention for that. A seasoned breeder will tell you have to pay attention for that aspirating, because if they do it every time, you don't want them gargling in milk, and it's going through their nose, down to their stomach, and through their chest cavity, and to give them an infection. Once a puppy gets sick, they're not going to eat no more. I want you to know that. It's not like a grown dog. An adult dog can carry a virus for a year. They'll be eating and drinking and everything. Playing with your family, everything with a virus. Because they old enough where they can fight it off. Their body can fight it off. It won't get rid of it without a immunization, but their body